Hi, students. This is a problem from the basic exercises, problem two. I typically don't do these problems because, as you can see in the back of the book, they help you out with these problems. So these are good problems to do. Um, but this one illustrates a few things, so I just thought I would do it. So let's just jump in. All right, a plant heterozygous for three independent assorted genes, big A, little a, big B, little b, big C, little c, is self-fertilized. Down here, I wrote out that genotype. Self-fertilization is just like mating with somebody that has the exact same genotype as yourself, right? So then I just did the cross between another individual with the exact same genotype. And what it is going to do is it's just going to ask you to predict the frequencies, right? Or the probability of getting a, big A, big B, little c in A, right? Out of that crossing. And so here is just this problem is just a really good example of how to take a tri-hybrid cross and just break it down into three monohybrid crosses. And so here I've done the monohybrid cross between the big A, little a up here, big A, little a, and then done the Punnett square. And so now that we have this, all we have to do is now figure out the probability of these three different events, right? The getting a big A, little a out of, or sorry, a big A out of the first, as a result from the cross between an individual that's big A, little a, right? Then big B, big C, and so they're exact same thing. So we go here, the probability of getting a big A from a cross between a big A, little a, do the Punnett square is 1. You see 1 out of the 4 cells of this Punnett square is big A, so it's equal to 1/4. The probability of that event. Next one, big B, exact same thing, just using B instead of A. You also get 1/4. The third one, big C, same thing, right? Just using C. So the probability that this event occurs and that event, times them all together. Whenever we hear and, remember multiply 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4, that equals 1/64. B is the exact same problem, but now rather than looking at the homozygous dominant allele at each of the genes, we're just looking for the homozygous recessive allele. Here in the Punnett square, we also see that it has a 1 in 4 chance because it has little a down here. One of the 4 cells is little a, times them all together, you get 1/64. C now asks us, okay, what individuals are either this genotype or this genotype? Whenever we see or, remember that by the additive rule, that tells us we need to multiply those two probabilities, or not multiply, add those two probabilities together and then minus the probability that both of those results occur. You can't simultaneously be big A, big B, big C, and little a, little b, little c. So that probability is 0. So you add these two together, 1/64 minus 0, right? So I don't even put it in there. That equals 2/64. Reduce it down to 1/32. D now is it wants you to calculate the probability or the probability of getting or predict the frequency. It's the same thing, right? Of the individuals that are not heterozygous for all 3 genes. We just calculated what the frequency for individuals that are heterozygous for all 3 genes. And so you're either heterozygous for all 3 genes or you're not. That means that what we can do is we can, did I skip one? Oh yeah, I skipped D. So what we can do is minus that from 1, but I think I skipped down to E and I meant to be on D. Okay, so let's just forget what I said there. We'll get right back to it. So on D, you're going to calculate the probability of individuals that are big A, little a, big B, big C, little c. You're going to calculate that frequency, right? And so here you do the exact same thing that you did in A and B, but now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, instead of doing the 1 out of the 4, you can see that there's 2 heterozygous out of the 4 for each of those. So now it's going to be the exact same thing that you did, very similar to A and B, but now you're just going to times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. That equals 1/8. Now let's get to E. Now it's saying, okay, individuals that are not heterozygous for all 3 genes, we just calculated here the probability that individuals are heterozygous for all 3 genes, big A, big B, big C, little c. And so either you are that or you aren't that. If you add those 2 groups up together, it gives you all the individuals, so it equals 1. So on this one, all that you do is you minus 1/8 the result in D from 1, and you get 7 eighths, and that is your answer. Okay, that's it, and I will stop this video. Good luck with your other problems.